x minus y whole thing squared times dy by dx equals a squared. And now here keep in mind this a is a constant, something like 5 squared, 6 squared, right? A is a constant. A is a constant. Now, as you know, previously we used some technique called variable separable method. That means, dy times some function of y equals dx times some function of x. So that is the method that we used previously. But here, if you carefully focus the problem, right, you can very clearly see that there is no way that we can separate variables like that, because like we have x minus y whole thing squared. So there is no way that we can nicely separate in a way that dy times a function of y nicely equals dx times a function of x. So in solving of this kind of problems, there is a special technique that we are going to adapt, right? I will teach you that. Let's say x minus y equals v, but we are going to say that this v is a function of x, but that v is a function of x. Okay, right. Now let's differentiate this part and get some relation. Differentiate with respect to x. If you differentiate x, it is 1. If you differentiate y, minus dy by dx. If you differentiate this, it will be dv by dx. Right? So now you have this result. Okay. So now again go back to the problem. So now x minus y whole thing squared. So you can replace that by v squared. Okay. And here you have dy by dx. So here if you subject dy by dx, this gives that dy by dx equals 1 minus dv over dx. Right? Dy by dx equals 1 minus dv by dx. So v squared times dy by dx, you can subject or you can replace that part, 1 minus dv over dx. Let's write 1 minus dv over dx equals a squared. No problem. So now let's see whether you can apply that variable separable rule to here, because here it was so clear that when it is like x minus y squared, you cannot do that. So now let's check whether you can do that scenario. V squared into 1 v squared minus v squared dv by dx equals a squared. Right? Okay. So now you can again rewrite this statement as v squared minus a squared equals v squared dv by dx. I hope that is clear. Is it visible in the board? Yeah. V squared minus this a squared equals v squared divided by dx, right? So then let's go to the other side. Now you can adjust something as according to p divided by q format. That means in a way where it is easy to do the cross multiplication. V minus a squared, you can take this v squared to the denominator. V squared minus a squared divided by v squared to the denominator equals dv by dx. Now let's check whether you can do something called variable separable. Yeah, of course you can do, no problem. You can do something like this. You can take this entire term to the other side, right? V squared by by cross multiplication, you can take this entire term to other side. V squared divided by V squared minus A squared times dV, and you can put this dx term to the other side, but this dx term has no any other function, right? This is alone with itself. Dx equals V squared divided by V squared minus A squared times dV, right? So now I think we are done. Even though there is nothing, one is there, so let's say that is also like a function. Yes, so now it is as according to the format of variable separable format, dx times function of x and dv times function of that, right? Dv times function of v, because v terms are there, right? Okay, so now we have something like that. So now in order to save the space, I will erase this part, right? If you again want to see that, you can again go back to the video and see, right? So now I will get this result to there. Dx equals V squared divided by V squared minus A squared times dV. Now differentiate both sides. So that means this side you are going to differentiate with respect to x, equals this side you are going to differentiate with respect to dV. This part also I will erase, right? Now answer to this side is almost okay, because integral of dx, so what will be the answer? That is x, right? Integration of dx is x. Now the challenging guy is this part. So now we have the partial fractioning thing, right? Doesn't matter, we will do that. V squared divided by V squared minus A squared. Okay, now here you can consider the factors. You can say V squared divided by V minus A times V plus A, right? No problem, because you have factors, right? Okay, but now here how to solve this? Now this is a special type of problem, okay? Because the reason, look at the power of V in the denominator, that is 2, and look at the power of V at the numerator, that is 2. That means both the, now these are some rules related with partial fractioning, okay? Right? So the maximum power of V is 2, and in upstairs also maximum power of V is 2. That means both the powers are same. So that means in solving of this type of a problem, we need to introduce some constant called A, right? Some constant called A, right? Plus V divided by V minus A plus C divided by V plus A, right? So now that is the format for the partial fraction. Now this is the format of the partial fraction. Partial fraction, okay? So now we have, right? Okay, so now it is the consideration of the partial fractioning. So now we suggest that this is the partial fraction for this term, right? So that means we can say this term is very identically same as this term. So that means we can consider the numerator as the same thing, okay? So then we can say if you're going to consider the numerator, that means the upstairs guy, you can say v squared is identically same as the numerator that you are getting from here after considering the common denominator. So what is the numerator you are getting? A times v minus a, v plus a, right? And plus b times v plus a plus c times v minus a, right? So that is the numerator you are getting, right? Because this side is identically same as this side. So then what is the next thing you can do? It's better you can separate this, separate the coefficients. V squared identically same as, let's better do the simplification to there, so that is easy, right? Because most of the students cannot do that simplification thing from the mind, so let's do that. V squared, v plus va minus va minus a squared. Va we can cancel. Here you are getting bv plus va. Here you are getting cv minus ca. Okay, right? So v squared identically same as capital A v squared. It's better we can highlight the v square term. That is easy in order for us to do the remaining calculations. Then a times this minus a simple a squared, that is also done. Then here you can see bv cv, so you can take v out of it, so v times b plus c, right? V times b plus c. So here you can highlight this v part, and after that we are getting a constant term which is ba plus, it's not plus, ba minus ca. This is something like the constant term. So now how to find the values for these constant a, b and c? It is very easy. Now we can match both the sides. Here the coefficient of v squared is 1. Here the only v square term that you have is this one. So that means a must be same as 1. I hope you got it, right? It's no magic. You have to match the coefficients. And let's look at here. Here there is no any v coefficient, so that means in this side there are no any v terms. So the coefficient of v from this side is 0. Then what is the coefficient of v from here? B plus c. Look here, the coefficient of v term in this side, which is the right hand side, is b plus c. That means 0 equals b plus c. Hope the board is clear. Then what are the next coefficients that we can match? Also we can match the constant term. Here you can see there is no any constant. This side there are no any constant terms, but in this side we have a constant term, right? Now what is the constant term that you have from here? We have ba minus ca and minus capital A simple A squared. Got it? Shall I erase the remaining part from here, because I need some space. Okay. Now we can match the constant term. Here there are no any constant terms, so it is 0. But here there are some constant like terms, minus a squared, minus a simple a squared, and also ba minus ca, positive ba, negative za. But you already know that capital A equals 1, so you can put that result. 0 equals capital A is 1, so minus A squared plus BA minus CA. Now it's no problem. Definitely at the very beginning I have introduced that A is a constant. That means A has a value. That means A does not equal to 0. So that means A has a value because A must exist in the problem. That means A has a value. So that means A does not equal to 0. So that means you can cancel that A. So that means you have a result 0 equals, you can cancel that A, minus A plus B minus C. If you didn't get that, I will again do it. If you didn't get that part, I will do that. This part you know, minus A squared, because capital A equals 1. So minus A squared plus BA minus CA. So now let's say you are going to put this A squared to the left hand side. A squared equals BA minus CA. So now you can take this A as a factor, right? So you will be getting B minus C. You can take A as a factor, so it is B minus C. Here also you have A squared. So to this A, and you can cancel 1A from here. So you will be getting a result like A equals B minus C. I hope you got it. A equals B minus C. Right? So now in one result it says 0 equals B plus C. In another result it says A equals B minus C. You got it? Shall I erase this part again? Because this is all about partial fractioning. In one result it says 0 equals B plus C, and in here it says A equals B minus C. So you can add this equation and that side. So then you are getting A equals 2B. So B equals A by 2. Right? So under that consideration, after finding the value of B, you can use any of these equations. Then let's use this one. B plus C equals 0. So that means what must be C? C must be minus A by 2. So now you know what are the values for the constants, right? So I will again erase the top part. So now A equals 1, B equals A by 2, and C equals minus A by 2, right? Right, okay, so now let's see. So now in the previous part, I clearly told you how to decide the suitable partial fraction format, right? And also I explained you how to find the values of this constant A, B and C, right? So now we clearly know what are the values for the constant A, B and C, because we need to do some partial fraction, because that will provide us some sort of an easier way, some sort of an easier approach in order to complete the integration task. So that is why we need some partial fractioning. So now you know the values for the constant. So now we can very clearly express this V squared divided by V squared minus A squared in terms of this new partial fraction format, right? So now let's see. Integration of dx, that's no problem. You can just write this integration of dx. That's no problem. So now V squared divided by V squared minus A squared, you can write in terms of that. So then put integration symbol. Then put a bracket. Then what is A? That is 1. What is B? A divided by 2. That means plus A divided by 2 times B minus A. Okay. Then what is C? Minus A by 2. Then minus A by 2 times B plus A. Close the bracket. Then it is dV, because this side we have to integrate with respect to V. Right. So now we have to complete the task. So now you know what is the integral of dx. That is simply x. So now when considering the integration of this part, now you can separately integrate these three components, right? So then 1 multiplied by dv means integration of dv. Then this multiplied by dv means integration of plus this a by 2 you can take out because it is a constant, right? This into that, then you will be getting a divided by 2 times v minus a times dv. But a divided by 2 is a constant, right? So you can take it out. Plus a by 2 integration of 1 over v minus a dv, right? Then for here minus a by 2 integration of 1 over v plus a dv, right? So now the next task is integration of this part. So now you have to think what is the integration. So that is the reverse process of differentiation. So that means after differentiating we have obtained some answer like this. That means after differentiating what sort of a function we are getting such an answer. So that sort of a function, so that particular type of the function is the answer for this integral. That means if you are going to integrate this 1 over v minus a, you have to recall after differentiating what sort of a thing you are getting this value. So then let's do something like this. Let's evaluate the d by dv of ln v minus a. Let's say we are going to differentiate this, right? This is something extra knowledge that you have to do from your mind, right? D by dv of ln v minus a. So what is the answer for this differentiation? That is 1 over the thing that is written there inside the bracket. So 1 over v minus a. So there is no more further differentiation of this part. So that means after differentiating this type of a thing, you are getting such an answer. So this is the answer that is written there. So what is the answer for this integral? That is ln v minus a. You got it? Right. So then x equals, what is the integral dv? That is v plus a divided by 2 integral of 1 over v minus a means ln v minus a, right? Answer for this minus a by 2 integral of this thing. That means after differentiating what sort of a thing you are getting this. If you differentiate ln v plus a, you are getting this one, right? So that is the answer for this integral. Plus the arbitrary constant k. K is some sort of constant. So let's call it arbitrary constant. So what is the answer? X v. Now what is v in the problem? Right? What is v in the problem? So now you know we already used some substitution where we considered x minus y as v. So then v means x minus y, right? Plus a by 2 times this constant k is there. A by 2 times ln this part minus that part. So now you know when considering ln these logarithmic cases, but this is not log, okay? This is ln, right? Natural log. The terms with the positive coefficient you can keep in the numerator. The terms with the negative coefficient you can put to the denominator. So that means the answer for this is ln v minus a at upstairs because of the positive coefficient. Because of the negative coefficient, you have to put v plus a at downstairs, right? So we don't need this much of a lengthy bracket, right? Okay, you got it. So now you can very easily solve this. X to x you can cancel. You can take this y to the other side. So y equals a by 2 ln, what is v? X minus y. So you can replace this v by x minus y. X minus y minus a divided by x minus y plus a, right? Where k is the arbitrary constant. So that is the answer for this.